Good morning and welcome to the Great Journey podcast. I'm Caitlin Clary here with Sensei Callahan, and today we are discussing Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic I Have a Dream speech. His dream was for his children to be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, which is something we all want, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And we were talking about this earlier, and character is the quality that all human beings possess. And this is what makes us all the same. It doesn't matter whether we're black or white or yellow or green or
Right, leprechauns.
leprechauns, right? Or Hermit the Frog.
Right, yes.
Or whether we're gay or straight or come from California or we're rural in nature, whatever it is, none of that really matters. What's all of that has variations, but the thing that brings us all together is our character.
Right.
And the character can be either strong or weak. It can be either good or bad.
Okay.
And and yeah, so I don't know. That's what just brings us together.
Right, absolutely.
And so what we try to do here is, first of all, our belief is that the best leaders in the world are leaders of character.
Yes.
So we want to follow people who have good character.
Right.
And we don't want to follow people of poor character.
Right.
So what we attempt to do in the school is to teach our students about character so that they're aware of what character traits are,
right,
and there are many variations,
right,
and
able to recognize a good leader when there is one.
They can, they can recognize. So even if our students decide never to take on a leadership role of any kind,
right,
but even being a parent is a leadership role.
Yes.
But anything beyond that, then at least they'll be in a position where they can recognize good leadership and bad leadership.
Right.
And they can avoid the bad leadership places.
Absolutely.
And follow what would be a person who would be considered a good leader.
Right.
And you can't just, what Heraclitus, an old Greek philosopher, said about leadership is that it happens little by little over a long, protracted period of time. So you can't judge a person's character with a moment's notice.
Right.
You know, just looking at them at one time. You have to watch them over time.
Right.
As you observe them over time, their behavior and what they say, what they do, then you can start to see what their character really is.
Absolutely.
And you can make some decision about that.
Right. That's what I love so much about the training here is that the students are taught so many character traits that are very important.
Yep.
So yes, they'll be able to recognize it, but then hopefully build in those pieces themselves.
Yeah. And what I discovered many years ago was that the art itself had the ability to draw those character traits out.
Okay.
So the number one character trait that we tell our students about is courage. Courage is your ability to face danger. And danger comes in many different forms.
Right.
And so having the ability to hold your ground, stand up straight and tall, and face a dangerous situation, this is extremely important for a child or a person to move forward in their life.
Right.
And then what I've come to believe is that if you lack courage as a major character trait, that's the cornerstone character trait. If you lack that, then it's going to be very difficult to have any of the other character traits to any great extent.
Right.
Because as soon as danger comes along, which it comes along all the time, then your character falls apart.
Right.
Because you can't face the danger that's there.
Yeah. And it could be danger like true danger, how we would
Yep.
see it, or things like public speaking.
Yeah.
You're afraid of that. And while
Yeah.
that's not a threat to you as a person, you
Yeah.
still need to have the courage to overcome that,
Yeah.
stand up and face it, and just conquer that moment when you need to.
Yeah, but it is a threat in
Mhm.
public speaking is a threat because we are more than just our physical selves or our
Mhm.
physical life.
Right.
So it's the social standing that we have in the world.
True.
If people who have high social standing end up having a better life,
Mhm.
and people who have very low social standing, like homeless people, for example, people that have mental diseases of
Right.
some kind, mental illnesses, and they have relatively low social status. And so their lives are a lot harder because of it. So in a public speaking type situation, just to follow with that example, if you feel that you're going to get up there and you're going to blow this thing,
Right.
then everybody's going to know that you're a fraud or that you can't do what you say you're going to do, and you're going to lose your status.
Right.
And so it's really
Absolutely.
important. Yeah, it's really important that you be able to maintain respect, and that you keep the status that you gain and you establish, because it's going to set a precedent for how you can enjoy life.
Yeah.
And the stronger your social status is, the greater is your ability to help other people.
Right.
That's the foundation.
Yeah. And then as you build that, your confidence builds.
Yeah.
So that when you do make mistakes,
Yes.
you're able to accept it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about being able to laugh at yourself. And I feel like the people that are confident enough to do that can roll through the punches a lot easier than the people who take on that pressure and failure mindset.
Yeah. Self-deprecating humor.
Yes.
Since you brought that up, self-deprecating humor.
Yes.
I love that. I discovered a good 15, 20 years ago that if I put myself down first, then other people couldn't do it.
Exactly.
Because I'd already done it.
Right.
If they called me stupid, it was yeah, of course I'm stupid.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And I feel like I tell the kids all the time, it's okay to make a mistake. I promise you, especially going back because public speaking is such a big deal. When you're up there in front of people and in school, when everyone's doing oral reports, all the kids there, most of them are freaking out too. And they're not even listening to you. They're just stressing about when their time is going to be called to be up there. So just go and get it done and do your best.
Yeah. And the other thing too is what the beauty of what we do is it's repetition, 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 repetition. And there's a saying that we have is, do it 10,000 times. And in terms of overcoming a fear like public speaking, the practice, putting in the practice time, getting up there and practicing it, and then doing it again and doing it again and doing it again. And then starting with small public speaking type situations and then moving to bigger, advanced, more difficult ones.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Right.
You start step by step.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's great things to think about. I would encourage you, if you haven't shown your kids, to look up, you can find Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech with a quick Google search online. And I like to show it to my kids annually if I can remember to do so, but it brings chills and it's very important. And it's just such a moment in our history that we don't want to forget. So on that note, have a great day. See you next time.
Bye-bye.